Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. The show where, just like you, we can't get enough sports.
The 47-year wait is over! And the Nuggets win it! Wilson throws up for grabs and he's caught for the touchdown! And the Denver Broncos have taken Super Bowl 50. And the Avalanche are 2022 Stanley Cup champions! And a shot into the back of the net for Diego Rubio!
Now here's your hosts, Arthur Knight.
1-0 Rapids. They are champions.
Yo, what's good in the hood? Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. I am Arthur Knight, and with me is Mr. Michael Wharton and Mr. Ryan Lagan. How are we doing today, fellas?
Wonderful.
Bueno.
Mike
Fantastic.
I was going to say Mike doesn't get a mic again.
Yeah, man. Keep showing my mic off.
What do you got against Mike there, Vinny?
He's mad I made him make some mac and cheese.
Oh, man. All right. Sportz Phenz, welcome to the show. We are coming to you live from 4300 West Alameda here in Denver, Colorado. Come on by, man. I got the brand new menu right here, fresh off the presses in my hand. Man, all day breakfast burritos. I didn't know that. They got some chorizo, sausage, bacon, some there's a carne trio burger. I saw that one not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. That was a big giant burger. That looked good.
Burgers, bro.
What's that?
It's big burgers.
It's big. It's a big burger. It's a big boy. All of the burgers. What is that? A third pound? Is that what that says, Vinny?
Yeah, it's a little over.
All right, so we got some ginormous burgers. Don't forget, you still have the Viper Pit Barbecue as well. Vinny's got everything on tap. Broncos play this Sunday against the Texans, so get your orders in now at 303-807-0151. That's 303-807-0151. We are also being brought to you today by iEnvy Vision. iEnvy Vision is devoted to offering affordable and fashionable eyewear. iEnvy is your eye care advocates. Their goal is to provide all with the education and awareness needed to make an informed decision about your vision and health. They are located off of Alameda and Buckley in Aurora, Colorado, but you can call today at 720-762-4290 or book online at ienvyvision.com. They take most medical insurance and Medicaid, so call or book today at 720-762-4290 or ienvyvision.com. That's 720-762-4290 or ienvyvision.com. iEnvy Vision, we see you.
Oh, I know all about that.
All right, so going on right now, fellas. Going on right now is the Ravens v. Dolphins. It looks like somebody get me a score update here.
14-3.
14-3. All right. Is it Ravens?
Yeah, Ravens.
All right.
Got the ball, too.
Lamar's back.
But does he got his wheels? Like,
He hasn't run for a lot yet, but he hasn't needed to. I mean, they're still scoring. He's only got one carry. He didn't go anywhere, but
he's got 2 passing touchdowns, right?
he sure does.
To Mr. Mark Andrews. What up, chat room, live chat? Looks like we got Mark in there, and of course, always Vinny.
Hi, party.
He said, I do know all about that. Mark says he went to iEnvy last week. He's got 2 pairs coming, 2 pairs of glasses coming.
Nice.
So, look at, hey, see, I told you, just go on by, tell him the Sportz Phenz sent you, man. Let's see what Bryson says. He'll probably hook you up. That's my boy. But he already has like really low prices, like for the most part, when you have, especially when you have insurance like we got. Because I didn't have to pay a dime for my 2 pairs, and they're, designer frames. So anyway, I digress.
Got that good insurance.
Got that good. All right, so this is for both of you, really. Can either the Ravens or it sounds like the Dolphins right now, or there's no way for them to do this, but can either the Ravens or the Dolphins salvage their season? Even with the win tonight, do you think either one of these teams who were supposed to be one of the top echelon teams in the AFC, do you think either one of these teams could turn their season around after tonight?
I think Lamar can. I mean, if Lamar was playing I mean, so he got hurt. What was it, like 3 games ago?
Yeah, he's been out for 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. So I mean, that's three L's, right? Well, no, because they won last week, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if
beat
Lamar,
Atlanta, I
if
believe.
Lamar's back and he's 100% or 98% or whatever, then he can do Lamar things, and anything's possible through Lamar.
Okay.
Well, and they're playing in a wide open AFC North. I mean,
Facts.
obviously you got the Steelers that are leading the division, and I don't think that.
Who
team
just
is-
dropped a game, right?
That team is not giving anyone a ton of warm and fuzzies about their Super Bowl chances right now. So, obviously you're going to have to contend with if Cincinnati gets Joe Burrow back in December or whenever that timeline is as well. But right now, if anyone's going to run down Pittsburgh, because I think Flacco is battling some kind of injury now as well, as good as Cincinnati's looked with him, you have to imagine Baltimore would be the team with the best chance to do it. And, Pittsburgh's going to open the door more than likely.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely going to open the door, my guy, because I think they just opened the door, or at least showed a weakness. Because before last Sunday, man, I was thinking to myself, like, maybe Aaron Rodgers did find a fountain of youth. And the fact of the matter is that Coach Tomlin, man, he really can take any quarterback, plug him into his offense and run his offense like clear as day.
So Aaron Rodgers, we're saying, is any quarterback, maybe at 41, sure, but yeah, it's the Arthur Smith offense is simple for sure. That's part of the design there, definitely.
I mean, it really is. But he really, it sounds like to me, or it looks like to me that he can put any quarterback in there. Because Rodgers, yes, he's not just any quarterback. He is a Hall of Famer. I'm not trying to diminish anything of his career. It's just that he's a shell of himself right now, or at least he was with the Jets. I thought maybe he had found a fountain of youth.
I mean, they were up against Green Bay at halftime. Don't forget, it's not like they haven't been competitive even in their losses, right? I mean, their losses to Seattle. I mean, they had that botched special teams play near the end that doomed them in that game, but Seattle is a good team. They were in that game. And then obviously the Bengals, that Thursday night football game was a shootout that, they were probably one play away from winning. But you look at their coming month on their schedule, they got the 7-1 Colts coming into town on Sunday. They got to go play the LA Chargers on the road after that. Okay. And then you face Cincinnati after that. And if you can't pick up that win against Cincinnati, you reasonably could be looking at a losing streak that could put Cincinnati or Baltimore in the race for the AFC North at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. So do you think either one of these teams, yes or no? Ravens or Dolphins? Or actually, give me which one of these teams out of the two do you think will salvage their...
There's no will, but the Ravens
or
definitely
could.
The Ravens have a much better chance to do that. I think the Dolphins are imploding as we speak.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't know. Ask Atlanta. that was a rough game for them last week. Although it might be working against them at this point because it doesn't feel like Miami has a real shot at the AFC East. It didn't feel like it when we thought Buffalo was the only good team in the AFC East. It feels like it even less now that New England looks as good as they do, right?
Ooh, yeah.
So if you're not going to run down those teams, what are you playing for? You're playing for McDaniel's job, basically?
I mean, that's literally all you're playing because McDaniel's is probably done in Miami at the ownership is out there in the media saying we're not making any changes, but they say that right before they fire their coaches at the end of the season. Because if they honestly weren't gonna do that, they would just say I'm not going to dignify that with a response, or not respond at all. But they're responding with, we're not making any changes. He's our coach right now. And it's like all the nice words that you say until the end of the season. It's like, we had to make a change.
I'm not even sure that if Mike McDaniel's going to make it to the end of the season, to be honest with you.
Well, if they lose tonight and maybe one more game, I think you're right.
After this week, they got the Bills and I think the Commanders.
Yeah.
That's two losses.
And Daniels will be back when the Commanders, because I think he's back this week. So he will definitely be back,
Well, and to that end, if you're going to bring somebody else in, I mean, you get the Saints and the Jets the 2 weeks after that. That might not be the worst way to transition an interim coach into the job either.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense too.
I just feel like, what was it, a couple weeks ago when Tua was talking, at the podium about lack of leadership, and it sounded like there was definitely some
he was low-key taking some shots.
taking shots at other players on the team, maybe like some internal turmoil, like Mike McDaniel. He was like charming, and people liked him when he first came out. But it's turning into where like if you win, that's all cute, and everything.
Right.
But now that they're kind of falling apart, and Tua's having a bad year
And falling apart.
Yeah, he's falling apart. And it's only a matter of time till he gets hurt. So
it's kind of like it reminds me of Bill Belichick, obviously in a very different way. But like when you're that unique of a personality, like when you're winning, it's endearing, and that's just Bill, or that's just
It
Mike.
covers up a lot of things.
Yeah, look how quirky he is. He gets the job done, and then as soon as it goes the other direction, it's like, is this the right guy to lead these dudes? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think if McDaniels loses his job, or when he loses his job, like he's gonna have options as an OC in this league still.
Oh, for sure. But his biggest mistake is he wanted to be one of the boys.
Right.
And he never played in a professional setting, and you can't be one of the boys. You have to be the boss. And now when it's hit the fan, right? It's about to cuss.
Yeah.
When it hit the fan, it's like you need a leader of men. He's not a leader of men. He's one of the boys. Mm-hmm. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. I'm not trying to take away their win in Atlanta on Sunday. That was a good win.
Atlanta has their own problems.
But Atlanta that wasn't the like a top team. That wasn't the Chiefs. They didn't beat the Chiefs. They didn't beat the Broncos. They didn't beat any of these top teams. Even Tampa Bay. They didn't beat any of these teams. They beat an up and coming team in Atlanta, who has an up and coming, what you would consider a rookie quarterback, because it's his second year, but he hasn't. He didn't play one down last season, as far as I know. I don't remember him starting at all. I think Cousins did the whole season.
I think, didn't he come in like with a couple weeks left in the year?
Maybe.
He was out with an injury. It was Cousins at quarterback in this previous week here.
Right. So he's essentially a rookie, just like they have in Minnesota, and they're still trying to fill it out, see what they can and cannot do with him. Similar to the Broncos, but the Broncos come home on Sunday and win convincingly by beating the Denver Cowboys. Jesus Christ! I mean, they beat them. They beat them like they were.
I was gonna say, if we own them like that, I guess.
That was just a Freudian slip there. Anyway, so they
Jerry
did.
Jones is rolling over in his grave.
Yeah, right. Not even his proverbial grave. Like, is that? No, I'm just kidding. But the Broncos beat the Cowboys handily. Yes, the score doesn't show that there was kind of a feel of the Cowboys could come back, but believe you me, I was there. The Cowboys had no shot whatsoever once Bo started going off. Like, Bo had the one interception, and then he rattled off 4 touchdowns and 247 yards. Didn't even have to run the ball this week. Didn't even have to really use his legs, right? I mean, he ran a couple of times.
Yeah, he had a couple runs, but yeah, no, they were looking good when they were going vertical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think it was partially due to the horrid Cowboys defense.
Right.
It's beat up and not good in the first place. You know what I mean? But it's a good confidence builder. You
right,
know?
but are we convinced that's my question though. Are we convinced in Broncos country? Are we convinced that now this team, because I'll tell you right now that the way they played on Sunday against the Cowboys, seeing it firsthand, especially with running the ball. Sorry, I had to get that out. It was awakening. It was an awakening. Actually seeing this team on offense control the clock, even though the Cowboys had the ball more, right? They had the more time of possession, but that's because the Broncos were actually scoring quickly. But they were still controlling the clock though, and controlling the tempo. And the only downside that came out of this game is they may have lost PS2 for at least a week or two.
Yeah, I think it's hard not to feel good about 44 points. You know what I'm saying? Especially from this offense.
Especially after they scored 33 in 6 minutes the week before.
It's a step in the right direction, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm just spoiled or if just Broncos country is spoiled altogether, but I just still don't feel like super great about it. Like, I'm still very, very hesitant to Put all my chips in. I mean, all my chips are in the Broncos. I'm a Broncos fan to the day I die. Broncos
Mike's got
gang.
all but one chip in the center of the table.
There's like a piece of my heart that isn't. I don't want to give that last piece of my heart away. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we've been hurt before.
Broken.
We've been hurt before.
We've been hurt before many times. So,
I mean, I think it's reasonable to still have hesitance because we're talking about the Cowboys' defense at the end of the day, and
Facts.
yes, you can only play the defense that they line up on the other side of the field,
And they get paid too.
They did, and they did what they were supposed to do, which is put a bunch of points on these dudes. And obviously, it'd be a different conversation if they still weren't able to execute against this defense. But this defense also gives up 30+ points a game, as we talked about last week, right? So
they gave up 44 this week.
Right, exactly. So very, great job there and all that. But we still are going to have to see it against tougher defenses. You're going to have to see it against the Chiefs in a few weeks. Like, those are the games that are going to make you think, okay, this isn't just, we're going to make it to the wild card or maybe sneak into the division round of the playoffs, but like, hey, this is an actual Super Bowl contender.
Well, to both of your points, the Broncos are only like 1-2 or 1-3 against teams with a winning record. So we technically haven't seen this Broncos team have a good win. Like, this was a good win against a bad team. But that was the number one offense coming in. It was a true test to this defense. That's for sure. And I think the defense answered the bell even after PS2 left with a shoulder injury.
And with no Greenlaw as well.
And with no Greenlaw. They took two of the most prolific wide receivers in well, not prolific. Maybe that's a little too far. But they're a good tandem.
I mean, you could argue they were one of the best 1-2 wide receiver groups in the
that's
league.
what I'm saying. They're a good tandem.
I think it's like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, sure, but yeah, I mean, who else are you going to say is a better 1-2 at wide receiver?
Plus Dak has been lights out all season.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And he didn't,
Yeah.
and he looked relatively ineffective. So
okay.
That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen
too
with this Broncos
prolific.
defense.
I'll take it back. Let me give it back to them. Let me give them credit where credit's due. Well, I mean, but the only thing that bothers me, man, and answer me this because I know he's one of your favorite players, number 21, Mike. Does this dude get a bad rap? That's your boy, I know.
Who?
And number 21. I know you know who I'm talking about. Cornerback.
Talking about Riley Moss.
Yes.
Yeah. He's way overhated for sure.
I love him to death, but man, those penalties are killing me. They're killing me.
I think, and there's probably a way to reel that in, but he plays tight, he plays close. Those are gonna happen, I guess, with his style of play. But you can't have them. You can't have costly penalties, and that's been one of the biggest issues with the Broncos is penalties.
I think a couple of those penalties that he got, especially one in the end zone.
No, that was some
where
bullshit.
he was looking back at he was looking out back at and that was in the corner we were sitting in, right? They threw that in towards us. And it's like he was looking back at the ball. He did have one hand on his chest, but he wasn't extending his arm. He didn't push him. That was just to keep an eye, like that's how corners keep an eye on a wide receiver.
But it was a two-way street. They were both they're hand fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly.
But he had his he turned around. He was making a football play. I don't know how that's a penalty. It just seems it's some ill timing.
It seemed like the refs were doing their best to give the Cowboys
a chance.
Yeah, so it wasn't that bad.
But I don't know,
because even the Cowboys' last touchdown was a gift. That was a gift. It was not a touchdown. It was a gift.
I may not still be all in, but it was a fun game to watch.
I mean, just the fact that they beat the Cowboys, period. I just love that.
Satisfied.
Just to see this offense put up 44 points. To put up 44 points, that was just a fun watch. Can you imagine, telling yourself 2 years ago, hey, in a couple of years, Broncos are going to be 6-2, and you're not going to be happy about it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I feel. Travel back 2 years and tell yourself, it's going to be 6-2, but you still won't be satisfied. That's
well, because you're not satisfied because the Chiefs are looking like themselves again.
They had a rough start, but they're starting to come together like the Chiefs.
They dropped
dangerous.
They dropped two, and then they come back roaring. Roaring.
Right.
Because they've rattled off, 3 or 4 straight? Or they've won 3 out of 4?
Well, they're
something to that effect?
I was going to say they're 5-3 already.
Yeah.
And those first 2 losses, again, were, to the Chargers in Sao Paulo and then to the Chiefs. So, I mean, and both games they were in as well. So it's still tough to like over-index on those too much. But yeah, obviously they've built a lot of momentum. That pick 6 against the Jaguars obviously is the other loss on their record there, and you could argue without that 99-yard pick 6 that you're tied with them at 6-2, and they're looking like Super Bowl favorites. So that gap,
and the Broncos are in that 9, like in the power rankings. The Broncos are like 11th or 12th, and they're in like 6th. And it's like, wait a minute,
right?
If the Broncos had beat the Chargers, though, if they had won that game, even if they were still at 6-2. They would probably still be the favorites just because of the divisional.
Well, yeah, it's not just
implications.
it's not just the win-loss with those things. It's how do they look too, and that's why we talk about these things. But I mean, the Chiefs, when they're rolling like this early in the season, I mean, because they always seem to figure it out like down the stretch. So it looks dangerous, 100%.
It does, but. I still have faith in the Broncos. I actually think the Broncos are going. I'm probably the only person on this planet that thought the Broncos were going to be 6-2 at this very moment. If y'all remember when we were doing our picks, I had them at exactly where we're at now. I didn't have them losing to the team they lost to and winning against the team that they shouldn't have beat. Like I thought they were going to lose to the Eagles, right? And I thought they were going to beat the Colts. But still 6-2 is 6-2, right?
Well, yeah, and I'm sure you didn't pick the Colts to go 7-1. I mean,
and be the top in the AFC. I did not.
It's just a different team than we
I don't
thought.
think anybody did.
Right.
I don't think anybody did. So I'm not taking that loss as the Broncos should have beat them. The Broncos could have beat them. They barely beat the Broncos.
Yeah, in hindsight, they don't look like bad losses at all.
No.
The Chargers loss didn't look like a bad loss at the time either. It's just when you're sitting there at 1-2, everything feels like a bad loss.
Right, but the Broncos literally could be undefeated right now by 2 field goals. Like they really could be. It sucks. It sucks. But as a look at me, first world problems, right? I'm over here where you're 6-2, and you're like, oh, we could have been undefeated.
Yeah, we talked
Woe
about
is
this.
me.
They could be 4-4. Like, just be happy with 6-2.
Did you have them 6-2?
I'm pretty sure I did.
We gotta have to check the tapes because
I can check it.
I swear you had them
right
going
here.
like 14-3 or something on
No,
the season.
13-4. 13-4. But I had them 6-2 this far into the season when we did our picks.
Still some tough games ahead, man, for sure.
But by all means, check the tape. Get the receipts.
2 dates with the Chiefs,
By all means.
the Chargers.
I had them
the
5-3.
Packers,
I had them going
Jags.
5-3 up until this point. So.
And when we were doing our picks, we were pretty damn close. It's just you had a couple of losses in there extra. But either way, I'll say we on this show had them close to this point, but probably the only ones in the world that did. The Broncos were not favorites or chosen to be number 2 or number 3 in the AFC right now, but that is exactly what they are. They're kings of the hill, or king of the West, but the Chiefs are looking like they woke up, and the Broncos still have to play them twice. The Broncos haven't even gotten into the meat of their season, but they have gotten through. They have gotten through the worst part of their season when it comes to schedule-wise, like going from a Sunday to a Thursday to London, back to a Sunday game,
Right.
and all of those things that the Broncos had to deal with. That's now in the past, and you came out 6-2 with all of that.
It's not as much of a gauntlet, but there's still some tough games coming.
It's the toughest games they had to face. The easiest part, everybody would have agreed before the season started that the easiest part of their season just ended, right?
Yeah.
The easiest part of their season just ended. The heaviest part of their season is just about after the Houston Texans, which technically at the beginning of the season would have been arguably the start of their meat and potatoes of their season, is the end of their easiest part, right? Because the Texans are a shell of themselves and don't have a great offensive line. Their offensive line is terrible.
Texans are a 1.5-point favorite this week, if you could believe that.
Well, because it's in Texas, right? It's in Houston.
It is, but
So, I mean,
that's
they're
still,
they're home favorites.
I mean,
Are they thinking just because of Broncos offense, lackluster offense up against that Texans defense? Is that why they would?
I would say so,
Plus
and
being-
they're at home.
Yeah.
I mean, the
so-
Texans also just beat the 49ers by 2 scores, to be fair. So they got some momentum that they're working on as well.
You never know which team. Houston is what the Broncos were 2 years ago. You don't know which team is coming in. They could come in and blow the doors off of the Broncos, or they could come in and lay down and the Broncos could kill them. But the Broncos, the offense is going to have a test because Houston doesn't have a great defense, but they're solid. They're solid. They will give you trouble, and can I give a kudos and a slap on the rear to the rookies of the Broncos on Sunday real quick. I know this is kind of going off script a little bit here, but I had a note that I just kind of scanned my eyes over, and I wanted to just point this out. So Harvey scored 3 touchdowns on Sunday.
Yeah, big game.
2 on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
One was, I believe, a 20-plus run, like his first one that he ran. Don't quote me on that, but it was at least 15 yards of a run.
He had a 40-yard rush. That was the first.
Was it 40? Okay, so it was a 40
of the game. Yeah.
I remember Menarez. What is that boy's name?
Quinn Miners.
Miners. Thank you. It's spelled like Menarez, but it's Miners.
It's Quinn Miners, yeah. When he blew up 3 dudes on
dudes
one run
to make that 40-yard run happen, bro. Like
that was nasty.
That was so nasty, and I've seen those clips, and I keep watching it over and over and over again. And it's like, look how big that dude is and how quickly he did that. He ran the span of about 15, 20 yards.
He threw down one block, and then he threw down another block where he hit the ground, and before he was even back up, he was already hitting another
guy. Yeah, exactly. Like he hit one dude, blew him out of the play. Dude got up and just started jogging. He wasn't, because he blew him up. I bet he was seeing stars and just didn't want to get pulled out of the game.
He had to walk that one off, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He probably went to the sideline, was like, Coach, there's like 5, 10 of them, Coach.
He's like, well, this is how I live now.
Right. Anybody get the license plate on that truck? Like,
how many fingers am I holding up? Yellow.
Like what?
You were gonna shout out Troy Franklin too, though, huh? That dude went off as well.
Yeah, he had a good
but
game.
He's not a rookie. He was rookie last year.
Oh, well, okay.
He's sophomore.
The young guys, though. Come on, he didn't do a whole
He's
lot
younger.
last year.
He's youngish,
Yeah.
and he's been,
he gets his
up
flowers.
and down. He hasn't
had a good game in 4 weeks.
He's been under scrutiny, and so it's good to see him, kind of pull it together a little bit.
Well,
he's becoming one of those streaky players.
He's already got about 100 more yards receiving than he did all of last season.
Right.
So he's definitely a lot more involved in the offense.
Right.
And
but that's from 2 big games too. And I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take anything. He had a great game. And Sutton had a couple of drops. Both of them. Well, not one was a drop. One was a drop for a touchdown. The other one got called back on a rub penalty that was BS, because the Dallas defender pushed the tight end into the other defender, and then they called it a rub play or whatever, a pick play. But I digress on that. But yeah, positive, Arthur. Stay in the positive. Stay in the positive. I can do this. You can do it. I can do this. Anyway, so rookie Harvey scores 3 touchdowns, 2 by rush. One was 40-plus yard. Rookie Barron gets his first INT of the season. And it was clean, too. Picked his pocket clean. Like it was almost like he ran the route, and and Dak was throwing it directly to him. Because he jumped up, caught that ball. Boy, I was so excited. Mark and I and Eddie were sitting what seemed like to be a Dallas section of the Denver Broncos stadium. And there was one guy in particular behind us that kept talking an incredible amount of smack. You know how Cowboys fans are.
Yeah.
Like they were talking big time, especially when they drove down and kicked that field goal. He was like, well, at least, after Bo threw the interception, right? They get the field goal, and I'm over here like, boo, you got a field. He was like, well, at least we got a field goal. Like, that's all you're getting today, buddy. That's all you're getting today.
Was this fan wearing jean shorts?
Yes, he was.
And long white socks.
And on another on another tangent, just real quick. People of the world, people of Earth, and definitely people of America that go to games. Nobody gives a damn who your team is. If your team is not the team that is playing on the field, do not wear the jersey. Yes, I'm that petty. I'm that petty. There were Eagles fans. I think I saw a Giants fans jersey. There were all kinds of. I'm just like, come on, man. Neither one of those teams are playing. Why would you? I digress. Anyway.
Yeah, but if they're, to be fair, if they're wearing Eagles and Giants jerseys, they're probably just there to hopefully see the Cowboys lose. So there is some solidarity that they're trying to give you from that perspective.
Always on the positive. Look at Ryan. You always got that good spin, man.
Man, I'm worried more about their mouth than their
Just
shirt.
let me be angry,
Let
Ryan.
people live, okay?
Let me be angry.
Let me be happy.
There isn't an Eagles fan on earth that's trying to go anywhere and be positive.
No. They're trying to be. It's like enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing. They're just there to be negative at the same people
my
you
goodness.
are. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
I get you. Let me just hate on
But
them.
that's
though.
that's
Let me
valid
hate
as
on
well.
them because I'm throwing shade. Like there was too many non-team jerseys there. Like what are you
Right.
doing?
Right.
Why are you here?
Right.
Why are you
Just
at the Broncos game in a Dodgers jersey? dude?
Find an orange
For real.
shirt and suck it up. Like your team's not playing today.
Like for real, just wear a shirt. Just wear a shirt. Like just a normal shirt. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You don't need to wear. You don't need to put on your front like, well, I'm here for the game, but I don't support either one of these teams. Well, you did because you paid for a ticket. Anyway, back to
Off your
back to
soapbox.
sports.
Yeah.
And let me get off of my my soapbox here. Philly sports fans are pure hate. That is true, Mark. That is true. And Eddie's in the chat said dress code because that's what we were talking about at the game. You got to have a certain dress code. Like Eddie's a Cowboys fan. He's wearing Cowboys stuff. I'm okay with that. The Cowboys were playing. I didn't like the big mouth behind us, but Mark and I held our own. We held our own, and we were winning. So
Always makes the shit talk. Excuse me.
I mean,
The
it
crap
does.
talking easier.
It does. It does. Dude, I heard them say shit on ESPN the other day. So like several times.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like
Really?
several times.
Where's the swear jar?
like
you owe it $1,
several
dude.
times. I had to rewind it a couple of times to
What
make sure that
show?
I heard. Oh man, what is that guy's show? It's the. Oh man, it's very podcast-esque. It's on ESPN2 most of the time. I'm trying to think of the name of the show.
Pat McAfee.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they say it all the time on
okay.
there.
Yes.
So McAfee's, they got their own rules.
So
Yes.
you can say that word on TV. I think that just a lot of people opt not to.
right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, back in the day, you couldn't. The FCC would pull the plug on you
Right.
like immediately.
If you want families to tune into your show,
There's
you
a
know.
well, I mean, that guy gets a lot of ratings. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good
yeah,
show.
That's what I mean. McAfee doesn't rely on that. His audience is like specifically
audi-
okay with that.
His
you know?
audience is an audience of cavemen.
Yes.
That's why I watch it.
Neanderthals.
Yes, I am calling myself a caveman because that's why this show is called the Sportz Phenz. Like I'm sports. That's me.
Pat McAfee's dialed into his demo.
For real. And they don't care. So that's why I was like, do you? It's cool. We're on YouTube. We're not the FCC
thought
doesn't control us.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought we established last week. You get one per week.
We're gonna get demonetized.
Yeah, you're right. We're gonna get all of our non sponsors are gonna drop us. No, just kidding. Speaking of no joke though, man, the Denver Nuggets definitely should be taken seriously after the last 3 games.
Nice segue.
And should be definitely taken seriously. Even in that loss to GSW, I think that game was kind of given to Golden State. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to buy into all this conspiracy theory
There we
stuff
go.
with.
There's a lot
with
going
Chauncey. There is, but I'm not. That's not where I'm going with this.
Yeah, they really.
Chauncey Billups put in a call or
He
something?
put it. If he did, I'm glad.
They
he should
really-
have did that 2 years ago.
They really handed Steph that 45-foot three-pointer to tie the game with 20 seconds
No,
left.
but there was a moving pick on that. There was all kinds of stuff. I record the games, man. I'm going back and I'm
Okay.
watching.
Fair.
There was a moving pick. There was all kinds of stuff that gave away the game. Now, the Denver Nuggets did not play their best in the third quarter of that game. That's where they lost the game, to be honest, and they just couldn't get it back.
I think they could have done enough to win that game if Steph didn't
Go nuclear.
He
Right.
he doubled up on the smelling salts and
Yeah.
something.
He shot something up in his
Yeah.
veins and decided that he was just going to be Superman.
He went playoff Steph on
But
us.
even in that game, okay, even with all of that said, the Denver Nuggets have scored 90-plus points in 3 quarters in every game. They have scored almost 130. I think they're averaging right now 120 or 121.
Over 120 points.
a game.
50%, over 50% from the field as a team.
And I'm not saying that the Pelicans are a superstar offensive team, but they can put up some points. They held them to 88. Jokic didn't have to play in the fourth quarter yesterday, people.
Right.
And he still put up a triple-double. And speaking of which, this man has a triple-double in every game.
So far.
Thus far.
Yep.
And not just 10, 10, and 10, like 20, 15, and 10. Like,
And it doesn't even seem like he's playing his best basketball. Maybe it's just because he's,
it doesn't even look like he's trying hard.
Right. Well, I mean,
He's playing less minutes.
Yeah, he's only putting up, 10, 15 shots a game in some of these games, and he's still giving you 25, 15, and 10.
Bruh.
I mean, you put a deep supporting cast around this guy, and, I mean,
he's not human.
Dangerous isn't the right word. It's more than that.
Jokic and his family are from Pluto. They're not from here.
That's another one of those games, though, where it's like, it was fun to watch, but I'm not sure if it,
Which game?
The Pelicans.
Oh, yeah.
Pelicans are buns, dude.
It's not a good
You were
litmus
supposed to
test,
beat them
yeah,
up, but the thing
right.
is that they're like blowing teams out, and that's kind of something that wasn't happening last
Right.
year. They're constantly coming back from behind. They're constantly having to dig themselves out of a hole, and I kind of like the direction it's headed. People are still gonna Cam Johnson's still trying to click with everybody. He's still getting used to that ball just magically ending up in his hands.
Oh, dude, that behind the back pass
was nasty.
from Jokic the other day. He was
nasty.
like, ball? Oh, layup.
Yeah.
Like he was just as shocked as all three defenders that went through. Like the look on his face, if you freeze it. Like and I'm telling you, Mike's gonna probably do it now because he he does this to me all the time. Like I told him, I think one year when we still had G Money, I told him I said G Money's eyes look like he's killed 3 people. So Mike sends me a picture of his eyes, and it looks like he has killed 3 people.
Looks like he had a few bodies.
So I'm not going to be shocked or surprised if I get a text message of Cam Johnson's eyes the minute he had a cheeseburger in his hand from a behind-the-back pass in between 3 defenders. Like
He was like, wait, so I just cut and then a ball shows up?
just magically the ball teleported
Yes.
from the 3-point line to inside the paint between 3 defenders. And it was an open layup. Like it was an all intents and purposes. That was a wide open layup because he passed him open. And Jokic is just not human. He's not human, bro. He's a I don't even know, man. I'm trying to think of a planet he's from that's just not even of this solar system because he's Super Saiyan. Let's just put it that way, dude. I forget what is it Saiyans?
Super Saiyan.
I don't know where
you
they
got
come
it.
from, but
Yeah.
that's to me, this dude is the Rain Man of basketball.
Yeah.
The rain, like literally the Rain Man of basketball. And then stop me if I'm wrong. But I think now you said it. Cam Johnson's still trying to feel his way. He does look a little lost out there, especially defensively. He's still a good on-ball defender. I will argue that, Lucas, till the day I die. He's a good one. He's just not. He doesn't know what the defensive scheme is. But the difference between him and MPJ is he looks lost because he's trying to make sure that he doesn't make a mistake. MPJ was completely lost in the defense and did not want to play defense. Yes, we are missing his 3-point shot, but not really. The Nuggets are averaging 120-plus points. But Hardaway and Valanciunas are going to go down, especially if the Denver Nuggets win. If they even make it to the finals or the Western Conference Finals, those 2 pickups are going to be the reason why. You mark my words. It is 10/30/2025 at 7:38 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and you heard it here first. Those 2 players, if the Denver Nuggets go all the way, will be the reason why.
Hardaway and Bruce Brown together, man, that's some defense.
I forgot about Bruce. My bad,
that's
Brucey
hustle.
B.
That's hustle.
I forgot about Brucey B. Brucey B
hustle.
has had some great plays as well. So I'll give it those 3. Those 3. Great addition.
Bruce could put up a few points, if he's in the right place at the right time, and Hardaway's got that 3 that's just butter. But them 2 on defense and the hustle, especially like Bruce Brown, I feel like his hustle, the way he's all over the court, is a little more visible than like Hardaway, his is just fundamentally sound as far as his defense goes. But Yeah, that's huge for this bench because now this bench is putting up points on people as opposed to
they're
getting us
growing
at
the
home.
lead. They're not just keeping the lead; they're growing the lead. I heard a commentator. I can't remember who it was. It was the other night. It wasn't last night's game. It was another game. But they said, "Man, if this bench continues to play like this, that bench could play as a starting five on another team."
Oh yeah.
And you don't need them to be world beaters. I mean, you just need them to not be minus 15. Like, it feels like the bench has been Jokic's whole career where, your options are to win these super tight games or, or to play Jokic for 40 and the starters 40 minutes a night. I mean, it's just not sustainable. You wonder why by the time you get to the second round of the playoffs, you got, Aaron Gordon playing on one leg and everyone else is gassed
Right.
by the time you get to game 7.
Everybody's
it's like,
frustrated.
This is how you fix that, right? You have a bench that at least just plus minus around 0 in that vicinity, and you can beat teams by 20 or 30 every night on the strength of your Jokic minutes. Get him 30 minutes, low 30s a game instead of high 30s, and keep everybody that much fresher. Not only that, but Jokic is your third leading scorer on the team right now. Let's not, forget what Jamal Murray and
Murray's hot.
and Aaron Gordon have done so far this year. Jamal's averaging 27 a game. I mean, if even
And
one
Christian Brown. Christian Brown has been playing solid too. Not big numbers, but playing
he's
solid.
playing his role, right? Exactly, and he's doing it really well. I think if Murray or Gordon, can make an All-Star team, where Jokic finally gets a second All-Star to join him. Just take a little bit of this workload off his plate. That's really how you get to the playoffs in the position you want to be. It's not by coasting and only winning 49 games when you're capable of winning 56. It's by
in games where you're supposed to win, you win handily, and your starters and your second string don't have to play the entirety of the fourth quarter. I think to your point, the bench last night when they first came off the floor at the end, with 3 minutes left in the second, I don't even know why Coach Alleman put in the starters at that point, to be honest with you. But I think they were minus 18 at that point. Like they had an 18-point lead, if I'm thinking of that correctly. They had an 18-point lead or grew an 18-point lead when the starters came back in.
Well, and to that point, like, not all minutes are created equal. If you're playing 34 minutes in a game where, you're within 5 points of each other the entire time you're on the floor, or 34 minutes in a game where the last 10 or 15 of them you're up 20. I mean, I'm not saying you take your foot off the gas, but,
Which they did.
Right, but it's less stressful minutes and lower injury risk and, better for the development of these younger guys that you are still trying to work into those bench minutes as well.
No, I agree. I agree.
I remember hearing somewhere where Adelman was saying that he wanted to kind of slow down the play a little bit, be a little more methodical, and but it doesn't look like that to me. It looks like they're playing fast as hell, doesn't it?
It does.
Like like their whole like transition game is out of control right now. They're up and down the court, which I think is good because that's going to keep Christian Brown busy. Even though I do like how
that's his game.
I do how like there's a little less hesitation from him, taking the deep shots.
Oh, he's looking to score.
Yeah,
and I love it.
And it doesn't seem like he's getting as like discouraged if he misses a 3-pointer. You know what I mean?
I was yelling at the screen all last year. Boy, just shoot it.
I tell you what, though, I'm really liking the addition of Valanciunas. That guy's a very, very solid backup center, and he kind of has a good.
He's a starting center in a backup role.
He's not like a specialist in any one phase of the game, but he's good at all of them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Very solid. And what did he get? He got 14 minutes last night. That's almost up to that 20-plus minutes you wanted him to have per game.
That's what I want.
And that's too many minutes still.
If you're getting 10, 6, and 3 in those 14 minutes, though,
that's about all you need from him.
That's all we need.
That's
exactly what I wanted.
Right.
So I'm getting what I wanted. I'm getting exactly what I wanted.
But he's good. He's out there, and he's also, he seems like he's very cerebral. He's aware. There was a point during the game where New Orleans took a shot, a 3-pointer, and I heard him scream box, and him and Jamal boxed out, and then he said, "You got it," and Jamal got the rebound. You know what I'm saying? Just that sort of. That's exactly kind of
what
like
the Nuggets needed
on the bench for sure.
No disrespect
That's absolutely
to Jordan.
what they needed on the bench.
No disrespect to Jordan, DeAndre Jordan.
No.
Mad love. Thank you for
Just
all
a
you
different
did.
stage in his career. That's all.
Yeah. DeAndre
But I don't
Jordan,
even think DeAndre Jordan would have been able to do what Valanciunas is doing with that second team right now, even in his prime.
DJ's knees are dust right now.
Well, and DJ has always been a rely on other players type player.
He's,
That's what Lob City came from.
Exactly.
Right.
He's a reliant player. Valanciunas you can feed him into the post,
Right.
and he has post moves,
Yeah.
and can score on whoever he's or
He's got
defending
a
him.
decent mid-range jumper. He's not too bad on defense. He's not
can shoot
fantastic.
the three.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a three ball. He's in there fighting for rebounds. It's refreshing.
And it's early returns, but it seems like he's buying into the amount of ball movement
He's
that
having
you
fun.
get in the Denver offense.
Yes.
He's averaging close to 5 assists per 40 minutes, which is like, a good notch above anything he's done in a previous season of his career.
Right.
Granted, we're a week into the season. I don't want to
It's
get too
real
crazy, but I mean, he's moving the ball as well when he's in the game. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just getting stuck with him either, which is big as well.
It is early. In basketball, though, anybody who's basketball savvy, and all three of us are, we've been watching basketball for a long time, you can tell when a team is just good. Like, yes, there's going to be valleys in this season, but even last year when they weren't as good as they are playing right now, they didn't lose a whole series of games where they lost 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 games. They'd lose 1 or 2 and then go on a win streak and then lose 1 or 2 or 1 or so on and so forth. This team, I'm telling you, after what I've seen these past 4 games, even in the loss to Golden State, this team has the potential to do what I think most championship teams have to be able to do, which is go on runs of 8 to 12 games in a season. If you can put that together as a team in the NBA, you are definitely in that capability. I'm not saying you're automatically the champion, but that type of team is definitely capable of taking it all. Period. Because you only need 14 games to win 14 games to win the championship, right?
Yeah.
Give or take. So
It's really promising, though, because, everybody knows, like, the NBA season is slow to start. Everyone's trying to get their footing. The Nuggets got a whole bunch of new players. They got to figure out how they all click together. And if they look this good so far, and it's still this early, I mean, they got 20, first 20 games, usually teams are trying to figure out what they're doing in the league's trying to figure out what it's doing. Mm-hmm. I feel pretty good about this season. I mean, it's going to get better before it gets worse.
I feel you. And if the Nuggets were like, let's say the Nuggets were in the play-in last, and they were close, but if they were like in the play-in or didn't make the playoffs last year and then they started off hot like this, then I would be completely skeptical. But the fact is that this team has been good in the top 5 for 6 years now. So the way and last year they were not scoring like they're scoring now. And yes, they've allowed some teams to score, but I think to a certain extent they get bored with defense. They've got to fall in love with defense, though, because when they fall in love with defense like they did last night, you get professional teams only scoring 88 points. And I don't care how cheeks the Pelicans are.
They got Zion.
They have Zion, and the Pelicans have actually played not good or great basketball, but good basketball with the injuries and the trades that they went through. They're rebuilding. They're completely rebuilding, but they do have Zion, and Zion played fairly well. Even with AG on him last night. So
I mean, they were right there with the Magic, the Grizzlies, and they took the Spurs to overtime as well. So it's not like they haven't been competitive.
right,
to your point.
with all of their injuries and whatnot, and the Denver Nuggets blew them out of the gym. Yes, it was at home, but it's like when you have a team, even if it's at the beginning of the season, if you have a team that can sit their starters and their second string with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, that because the other team has waved the white flag because they know even with your second string against their second string, they're not even going to make this game competitive. That to me as a basketball fan says that this team has something. Am I saying that they're going to be unstoppable or unbeatable? No, they lost to Golden State on opening night. They have a really tough schedule coming up, but they beat the Timberwolves, who they haven't beat 2 seasons.
I think they had like 6 or 8.
Minnesota swept them last year. I know that Minnesota swept them.
It's not been a good matchup for them. And to your point about the defense, I mean, the Pelicans are averaging 120 a game against those other
88 points.
other games that they played. So
88 points.
That's not. I mean, they're not a good team, but they're not a bad offensive team to hold them to that low of a number.
And they had 8 minutes of garbage time.
Right.
8 minutes of garbage time, and they still couldn't score 100 points
or 90.
or 90.
Sorry. Yeah. Duh.
No, I mean, in this day and age. In this day and age where scoring is not a premium, back in the 90s, scoring was a premium. It's not that way. This you have guys that are 7'4" that can shoot it from the half court line or further, or you have guys like Murray shooting. I think these guys do love that new rule where that shot doesn't count against your percentage because everybody seems to be just heaving it. Right. That one Murray made the other night though, that was pretty dope. Yep. That got me going. Yep. That got me going. That was pretty good.
So all that to say, early return, small sample size, but we like what we see. We're excited.
This is the first start like this I've seen in a long time for the Denver Nuggets. Like I haven't even in their championship year, the Nuggets didn't start off this hot.
Well, again though,
they started off good.
Chicago, Philly, and San Antonio are all 4-0 right now as well. So that's the one pump the brakes comment I'll make about this. But
no, that's fair. That's fair.
We'll keep an eye.
That's fair. But name those teams again.
Chicago.
Not in the playoffs last year.
No. Philly.
Barely made the playoffs. Or no,
I think
they didn't make it.
No, they
didn't make it. So not in the playoffs last year.
Second overall pick with what's his name? Their edge come and San Antonio.
Didn't make the playoffs last year, or did make it in the play-in or whatever. Right. So all of those teams, yes, are playing last place schedules, and yes, you expect though. That's why I said if the Denver Nuggets had this hot start and they were one of those teams, then I would be like, let me slow down, let me pump the brakes. This team has added 4 new players to this squad. He's trying to get used to every time he looks over, the ball is like, whoa, the ball. Here's the ball.
Somewhere in Brooklyn.
He's a very cerebral guy, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's just kind of overthinking stuff right now.
Wait until he catches it. Wait until he catches it.
It's got to be intimidating playing around, Jokic and Aaron Gordon
and Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
And then Christian Brown is playing like he's possessed as well. That's what's keeping this team afloat, the starting 5, because Cam hasn't played very well. He really hasn't. But the difference between him and the other starting 5, the 4 on the starting 5, is he wasn't on this team last year. He doesn't know what Jokic is going to do. He doesn't know how Jamal Murray plays. He doesn't know, all of these things. But he has played solid. I don't think he's been a liability on defense, even though he's looked lost a little bit on defense. He hasn't been a complete liability, in my humble opinion. I really think that this team could be a 50-plus win if they continue to play the way they're playing now. Adelman has them playing at a high level. Now they have to continue to play this. They took their foot off the pedal last night in the second quarter when the bench had gotten them an 18-point lead. They allowed New Orleans to come back and cut it to a 6-point deficit, right? That type of stuff. That's what's been their detriment, or their detrimental to their winning the past 2 years. Even with their coaching issues and their GM issues, that has been their Achilles heel for this team, is when they get up on a team, they take their foot off the gas. And they're like, oh, well, this team's just going to lay down. No, they're an NBA professional team, right?
Yeah.
No team really just lays down.
It's a game of runs.
That must have been a hell of a halftime speech from Adelman for them to come out on, like a 29-2 run?
29-2, which has never happened.
That's insane.
I've been watching basketball since 1983. I'm aging myself. But I have been watching since 1983. I've never seen a team come out that hot. I've seen a team come out and dominate, you know what I'm saying? Like just keep the pace, keep the score, let them go on a little run, but then push the lead back up. 29-2 is ridiculous.
29-2 is absolutely egregious, and Skinny Zion should be ashamed of himself.
That run is what killed the game for that. That is when New Orleans was like, white flag.
Well, and
this team we're not going to beat this team.
To your point, though, there was a little bit of a cold stretch immediately after that run, but then they went on another one in the early fourth quarter where they kept their foot on the gas, like you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that to me, I haven't seen that in this team since their championship year. And in their championship year, we didn't see that until about the second quarter of the way in, like after the tournament. What is that? The midseason tournament was over. then we started seeing the Denver Nuggets in form that the Nuggets right now are playing in mid-season or late-season form. And that, to me, speaks volumes to the new coaching. Because typically the Nuggets come in, especially Jamal Murray, would come in not in shape. For years, even Jokic did that. It wasn't until Jokic really got his act together that this team won a championship, right? Arthur, edit. What? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm reading something with this guy.
I hope these guys saw what OKC did and felt like that's a team we should have beat, and felt like, they needed to come in hungrier than they did the previous year. Because, obviously there's been no repeat champions in the NBA for a long time for a reason. It's hard to keep that same level of motivation year over year, but the hangover's over. There's no excuse. Like, the more seasons pass that you don't get back there, the more it feels like your window is closing.
It definitely is.
And so to see them playing desperate in October is promising for sure.
It really is, especially as a Nuggets fan. As a Denver fan right now, it's just a good time to be alive, brother. Now if we can get the Rockies to get their together, we just need new ownership there. I'm not about to give that any kind of credence right now at all.
We're not talking about
new players.
Well, I mean, new owner. You have to start from the top with that organization. You could get new players. You could take the entire Los Angeles Dodgers roster and put them in a Colorado Rockies uniform, and it would not change anything.
Yeah, you got to develop better for sure.
I promise you, it would not change one
better.
iota.
Why are we talking about the Rockies?
Sorry, yeah, moving on.
You started it. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. What do you think about the young guns, though, in garbage time for the Nuggets? Anybody stand out?
Last night, I do like Strother's play lately. I think he's playing a little desperate, which is what you need. What I do like is I do know that, God forbid, knock on wood, that any injuries happen in the guard area. I think the Nuggets are pretty stacked. Like Pickett looked pretty good. Shot looks fluid.
Eight points in 12 minutes isn't too bad.
Yeah, 12 minutes? Oh, I thought it was only 8 minutes. So that means that because he didn't come in until literally garbage time. Because Pickett didn't play the entire game until garbage time. So if he had 12 minutes.
He had 8, 2, and 3 in 12 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That means the Nuggets had really. Maybe I need to go back and watch that game again. But the bottom line is to answer your question, I did like Pickett's play. I liked Strother's play. I still think, what's that boy's name? He's got 2 first names.
Peyton Watson?
No.
Hunter Tyson.
Hunter Tyson.
No, Hunter Tyson, poor guy. He's horrible.
Yeah, man.
I feel like he's so nervous out there, and he's just got.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He's nervous.
He's in over his head. He needs some time down. Maybe they need to kick him down. I don't know, but
he's underwater.
He's got no confidence in his shot, and it shows when he's trying to take a shot. If he even gets the ball. But what about Peyton Watson, man? His
P-Watt is emerging.
5 in 23 minutes isn't like jumping off the board to me. But did you see? Was it the third quarter when he had two blocks within like 3 seconds?
And one of those he damn near swatted it into the rafters.
Yeah.
And he came from the weak side,
yeah,
like from the top of the key to swat that ball.
Real quick, I want to ask, are y'all surprised that Deron Holmes hasn't gotten more minutes so far this year?
No,
because he didn't look good, I guess, in preseason.
He looked good. He looked good in not in preseason, but he did look good in the G League. But he didn't look good in preseason, and it's hard to get minutes for him. Like, I think Najee has a special place in in Adam's heart. Najee's been here for a long time. Najee has the bigger contract. So am I.
Oh, man, Najee. Oh, what did he do? He put up a big 4 points, baby.
Najee actually did have a good game last night for the
4
minutes
points,
that he had.
6 minutes, 4 points and a rebound. That's not too bad.
That's
but
not nothing to sneeze at. But
being that he was the straw that broke the camel's back, though.
Ryan said, "I beg to differ. I'm sneezing all over that." No, I'm tired of Najee too, but they can't. There's nothing they could do with him.
You're 6 seasons deep with Najee. Like, you know what you have. You know, Deron Holmes is his first healthy
stuck with
season.
him.
You don't know what you have yet.
They're stuck with him.
Deron Holmes is going to be down in Grand Rapids, being the king. You know what I'm saying, for a little while. Let him get his get a little bit of basketball under his belt.
Not to mention the Nuggets have time with him. they do need to have some film on. Just hear me out.
Okay, sorry.
Najee, they have to play him because if they are going to be able to move his contract or move him, period, because they're not going to be able to release him until next year. They can't release him without penalty until next year. So in order for them to even try to get some sort of value from him, they're going to have to play him some minutes in those garbage time and not De'Ron Holmes. I'm just saying.
Y'all got this dude's agent's number? Or let me.
No, I hate Najee, dude.
No, man,
don't get me wrong. I don't like him at all.
Not him, his agent. But
Najee is the reason that Malone got fired, dude.
He is.
That was the whole point of the divorce with Calvin Booth and Mike Malone, man.
Him and Jamal Murray.
I'm all for letting guys marinate, but it's actually surprising. Najee's only a year, De'Ron Holmes is only a year younger than Najee, 24 and 23 with those dudes. So.
Right, and Najee came out too early.
Right.
And they were trying to make him play a center when he's actually a power forward. And he played center last night, though. Last thoughts? Any final thoughts, fellas? Because we got to get out of here.
No.
Because I want some ribs and mac and cheese.
Yes, sir.
That's all I'm thinking about, too.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on all social media at Sportz Phenz with the Z's. We will see y'all next week. I'm coming in remote, but you should see these two crazy fellas next week. And this is the last week I've got to leave. Thank you, Jesus. But we will see y'all, I was going to say bright and early, at 7 p.m. We will see y'all next week. Have a great week. Go Broncos. Go Nuggets. F your team. Peace.
Adios.